In the beginning, God created the world in the story of Genesis. He created things as big as the sky and as small as an atom. But unlike all the other objects and creatures, God created us in His image and likeness. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, the Bible said, God created mankind in His image. In the image of God He created them. Male and female He created them. Since mankind was created in the image and likeness of God, then that means we are essentially good. This is because God is goodness Himself, and since we are modeled after Him, we too must be good. In the Bible passage of Genesis, there is also a lot of figurative language, and this figurative language helps us understand the hidden truth throughout the story. Many Catholics agree with the fact that the creation story was not a historical account, but instead it contains truth about life and sin. The most popular symbol in the story is probably the serpent, because he is the one that convinces Adam and Eve to eat the forbidden fruit. In this case, the serpent is a symbol for evil, uncleanliness, and temptations. Another symbol in the story was the number 7, which was used when God rested. This number signifies completeness, so it shows that the creation of earth was complete. In the end, God had created a perfect world without sin, and everyone was happy in the Garden of Eden. This perfect world was changed very quickly when the serpent convinced Adam and Eve to eat the forbidden fruit. The devil was able to convince the couple that if they ate the apple, then they would become gods themselves. This is shown in Genesis chapter 3, verse 5. God knows well that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like gods, who know good and evil. The devil ultimately convinced the couple to make a self-centered decision instead of a God-centered decision. What Adam and Eve failed to realize was that they were already like God because they were created in His image. This decision was the reason why everyone has original sin now. This makes it harder to become closer to God because there is always sin in their life. It also makes life much harder overall because of their original sin. Because of these self-centered decisions, it has become harder to become close with God, and it is much easier to sin. Although original sin makes it harder to get closer to God, we have been redeemed. This redeeming force is called the grace of God. The grace of God is truly revealed through the death and resurrection of Jesus. We need the grace of God because we can't wash ourselves clean from original sin, but God can. God is basically calling us to Him because this gift is too good for us, but He wants us to be free from original sin. Personally, I have been saved by the grace of God many times, but one of the most dangerous times was when I was in my mother's stomach and she got into a very serious car accident. Every night, my dad prayed to a little statue of Jesus that we would both be okay, and we both should have died, but instead, through the love of God, we both not only survived, but instead we recovered 100%. Without the love of God, I don't know where I would be.